goes here, and we're off in 2023 on EA Sports. And no run back on this one, so the new season will begin at the 25-yard line. So here are the Texans now with a fresh face at quarterback, the second overall pick from Ohio State, C.J. Stroud.
In only 2 seasons, Stroud showed all he needed to at Ohio State. All-American, Heisman finalist, program records galore. He looked every bit like the #1 overall pick. He went #2, but Houston is thrilled to have him.
A running play on first down will get 4 up to the 29. Well, today, of course, not just the start of the new campaign, it's the debut of DeMeco Ryans as the Houston head coach. Now, we saw him plenty with the 49ers, what he was able to do with that defense. Charles, what do you think he brings to the table for these Texans?
He brings football intelligence. He brings enthusiasm. He brings creativity. This guy wanted to be the head coach of the Houston Texans, twice a Pro Bowler with them in the NFL. He's come home. Now he wants to finish what he started as a player as a head coach.
And he's got the first down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield. A gain of 22. Well, there you go, Charles, the first completed pass of his young career.
And we expect it not to be his last. Very good to get the first one out of the way, though, as he begins his career.
So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Stroud looking to throw. And the defense loses him. It's complete. Touchdown, Houston. Noah Brown, 49 yards. And the Texans are on the board here first in the season opener. Excellent start there. First drive of the season, big-time success, putting it in the end zone.
And remember, that was done without any real map of how to do it. In other words, the deeper you get into the season, you got game film to work off of, tendencies to work off of. The first drive of the season, things can be entirely different than what you've seen in the past. It's a really good job of execution by them.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Here comes the Ravens on offense, and the man in charge from Louisville, the former MVP, Lamar Jackson.
Early part of his career, defenses really had to focus on his running ability, and they still do. But now, he's turned himself into a true dual-threat quarterback. When he plants his cleats in the ground and turns it loose, good things happen downfield.
Here's the 4th-year man, J.K. Dobbins. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. Ball on the 36 now. Here's a 2nd down and 9.
At the 36-yard line.
They'll try the draw here with Dobbins. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. And he's able to get most of what he needed on the carry there. 7 yards on the gain, and it's 3rd and 2 now. They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Facing 4th down, Baltimore will punt. Jordan Stout out there. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. So now we get set to see Houston for their 2nd drive of the ball game. Perfect start to the season on their first drive last time out, able to find the end zone. Now we'll see if they can make it 2 for 2 here in week 1. On first down, here's Stroud. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Again on 2nd down, it's Stroud. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. He's on his way. And near his first touchdown pass. That's one you put in the trophy case. First career interception, that's going to be one he wants to forget.
Yeah, and he's not going to go ask for the football, right? No. Yeah, you can keep that one. The key for him, what does he learn from it? When he watches the tape, does he have an answer right now where he already understands what mistake he made? That's what the coaches are going to want to know, and that's what they'll grill him on and see how he grows from it.
Suddenly, it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. Edwards going to be hit and met at the line of scrimmage. They get him down at the 3. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up. Well, fingers crossed here. First quarter of a new season, already an injury. And while they attend to him, we'll step aside. Once more, Edwards. And this time he's in for a Raven touchdown. And they would not be denied on the ground, powering it in just one play after they got stopped short.
And how about how many tight ends were on the field? Because in today's NFL, we think of the tight end more as a pass catcher. But this group, they tell them you've got to be able to run block to stay on this team. And they committed to it and got it done right there.
Justin Tucker for the extra point. And he starts his new year off on the right foot as well, as this kick is good. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt. Here's Tank down to return it from his end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. And now out comes Houston. They had the interception last drive, led to the tying touchdown, so 7-7 the score as they begin 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception, he'll look to throw. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Patrick Queen got in there to stick him. He gets the sack. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Stroud working out of the gun. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
Well, you've got a receiver here who's got 1 touchdown already in his first quarter, and they were trying to double his pleasure there. Wanting to continue to go to the guys already gotten into the end zone. But good coverage to make sure that this time it fell incomplete.
Taken right around the 44. Call that a 46-yard punt with a net of 40 on the 6-yard return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. They'll start with the option. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. Give him 4 yards there on the 1st down keeper. Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and 6. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Calling a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Here's Jackson. The connection here with Nelson Aguilar. And he will have a Ravens 1st down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Jackson going to give this one to Edwards. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the Texans' 38-yard line.
Jackson now. A short one there, caught by Likely. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. The Texans here on 3rd down, putting an extra defender in the secondary. To throw is Jackson. And he's got his tight end. That's Andrews. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Give them 22 there on the third down conversion.
Normally on third down and short yardage, you're thinking of throwing to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Now it's Jackson. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Zay Flowers. His first NFL reception goes for 6. And the Ravens have taken the lead. Now we remember, of course, all scoring plays need to be verified upstairs. And I think they're going to at least take a look at this. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Second and 10, here's Stroud. And he'll get this underneath to Singletary. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Stroud off the play fake. Throw left side complete. That's Schultz. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. So he stopped for no gain. And that'll bring up 4th down. On 4th down, out is the punter, Cameron Johnston, to boot it away. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 23. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd down and 3. They'll bring the tight end in motion right. On 2nd down, it's Edwards. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
Great to see Edwards back doing what he does best. Mr. Dependable for the Ravens backfield. He's faced injury woes the last 2 years, missing all of 2021 and almost half of 2022. But back at full strength now, he can be a load.
And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Jackson, options out left. The quick feet by Jackson. He juked him. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. Now hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who is shaken up. We always hate to see injuries, especially tough here in week 1. Just hoping this is nothing serious. We'll take a quick timeout. Now this offense in mid-season form here in the opener. It's 1st and 10. Jackson's throw into the hands of Andrews. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that'll make it 2nd down. Through 1 quarter, 14-7 our score.
Texans 7.
2nd quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession. From the 21, here's the 2nd down and 6. Jackson steps away to his left. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
Partner, there's a downside to everything, and the danger of man coverage is if you're locking down your target, you often turn your back to the quarterback and you don't see him. Sometimes you open up a big lane for him to hit you for big yardage, and that was an astute play by him to scramble out, see that lane, and burn them for a first down.
Good yardage on first down. Now can they punch it in on second and goal? Dobbins once more. And this time he's in for a Raven touchdown.
And you can forget this defense just a bit here. They know how dangerous Lamar Jackson is running the football. Stopping him is in many ways a prime concern. So here, they're late to react to the handoff on the option. And it costs them as this winds up a touchdown.
Tucker now for the extra point. It's good, and it is now 21-7. So that drive goes 8 plays, and it's finished off by a touchdown run from J.K. Dobbins. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
He's got a man, complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 33 yards that time.
And this is how you answer a touchdown the other end. You come out throwing to start your own drive. And not just throwing, but pushing it down the field. And they come up with a big play as they try to answer back with a score of their own.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Now they'll go play action here with Stroud. Another target and catch for Robert Woods. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 40-yard line.
The 2nd down throw now from Stroud. Over the middle here to Brown. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down.
A gain of 7. 1st down, Texans.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. He'll get it here on the jet sweep. Oh, this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. It was Jadeveon Clowney who got upfield for the stop. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Throwing now is Stroud. Got a man. It's Brown. Another completion there. And we think back to the draft in the spring. This franchise essentially handing him the keys to the operation. A top 5 pick. Charles, how ready do you think he is?
I think he's ready for the NFL in terms of size, speed, the makeup of him, the character of him. The key's going to be, will this team accept everything he brings to the game and adapt to it, not just necessarily plug him into something that he doesn't do well.
A nice completion there for the 1st down. And, Charles, you think about the quarterbacks of recent vintage that have been thrust into action week 1. It's no guarantee of future success, but we sure have seen some good ones.
We certainly have, partner. How about Joe Burrow with the Bengals in 2020? He was excellent. Kyler Murray with the Cardinals. The best part about his game has his team around the brink of the playoffs. And Deshaun Watson has won division titles after having started from day 1.
Stroud is hit, and the ball is loose. We always hear a lot of veterans on the defensive side of the football. They talk about smelling blood in the water, putting pressure on a rookie. They got to him there to force it free, but couldn't recover.
And you mentioned the pressure. Rookie quarterback, you're going to bring more pressure at him at all times because you don't know how he's going to hold up. He was fortunate there. Luck was on his side, able to recover that fumble. With a rookie quarterback out there, you're definitely going to find out how he handles adversity because this one so far hasn't gone according to plan. He's got to fight through it and show him what he's made of.
The kick by Fairbairn is good. And that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive gets them 3, not 6.
Is it okay if I give credit to both sides on this one?
Absolutely.
All right, let's start defensively. They hung in there. 10-play drive, but they stiffened when they got close to the goal line, made them kick a field goal. For the offense, 10-play drive.
Look at this. Middle of the field, a breakaway. Devin Duvernay. And a terrific return as they finally do stop him, but not before he's inside the 15.
And that's the type of return that puts a tremendous amount of pressure on the defense now. They've got to go out on the field almost like it's a sudden change, almost like it's a turnover. They've got to go out there and try and stop them. But, boy, what a tough spot they're in.
Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7 as that one officially a loss of 1. Throwing is Jackson. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Odell Beckham, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Ravens are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. Well executed there offensively. Defense looked a little confused, but he found his receiver, and that one good for 6 points.
And the payoff we just saw there tells us how many times they ran this play in practice over the past few weeks because they executed that flawlessly right here on game day when the situation arose.
Tucker with the extra point, and the lead is up to 18 now. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it's OBJ, Odell Beckham, who ends it with a touchdown reception. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Houston set to take over. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
The time called here because a member of the Texans is in some discomfort. While the medical staff checks on him, we'll step aside in this Week 1 contest. The Texans on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
On is the punter, Johnston, now as he sends this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Ravens offense now, they get set to head back on the field. Well, everything right now that they touch on this side of the football, it seems to turn to gold. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. That lead continues to grow. And, I mean, if they can get points here, Charles, might almost be an insurmountable comeback for the other side.
I think you make a great case for that, so I'm going to flip it over to the other side. Could they make the big comeback? Certainly. Am I expecting it? Not at all. I think if we don't see a drastic change in how they're playing, this blowout's going to get bigger and bigger before the final game.
Now a throw here, hauled in. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a 1st down.
Fowler shows there that he is a student of the craft whose mentality is simply, I'm going to take the football away from defenders. A tenacious player and almost a clone of Steve Smith Sr., somebody else who had some really good seasons in Baltimore.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And he'll be taken down at about the 45.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
And he'll wind up getting about 6 out of that, as that's going to lead us to the 2-minute warning. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. He completes it to Beckham. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 35. Now it's Jackson. They set up the screen for Dobbins. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Again, Jackson. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up third down. On third down, Jackson. And this is going to be hauled in by the tight end, Andrews. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. And now we're going to get a stoppage as, yeah, that looks like Jackson who's shaken up. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. They'll run here with Edwards. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. Gus Edwards, already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Ravens are able to widen their lead here in this first half. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. And now out comes Houston. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp, and at least Robert Woods
down the left sideline. He's across midfield and finally taken down at the 34. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Here's Stroud. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. Actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
He's got his man. It's the tight end, Brevin Jordan. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. 3rd and 1. Stroud throwing the out route incomplete. That's Jordan. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Again, it's Stroud. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. 2nd and 10, Stroud to throw yet again here. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
Stroud on 3rd down now. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Dameon Pierce as the first half is winding down. And the Texans are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. Obviously, the scoreboard right now is not the friend of this rookie quarterback, but hey, a touchdown pass there maybe builds a little confidence.
Every rep is valuable when you're a rookie. Every time you step up and throw the football, there's a lesson to be learned. Yeah, he took advantage of a little bit of loose coverage there with the lead, but at the same time, got it done. It'll take a little bit of satisfaction away from that throw.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Pass midfield. Still going. One man to beat. And he will score. Touchdown, Ravens. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge him. Kick it to him. The way he runs as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there.
42, Texans 17.
So time enough for a kickoff here. 5 seconds remaining in this first half. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number one. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend, as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome back to football, everybody. We've got a full slate of 16 games here to start the new season, so let's take our first trip around the NFL. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. On the return, Devin Duvernay. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Raven offense set to start this third quarter. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they got the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
But now he appears to be in some pain. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Another run here with Dobbins. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's second down.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them. And boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
Well, still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to third down.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 3.
And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. They'll find Dobbins out of the backfield. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on third. Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. Here's the option. And a solid job using his legs. 16 yards and a first down on the keeper.
Well, I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react. Even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL, they're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
At the 38-yard line.
On second down, here's the option.
And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown.
Tyler Huntley,
38 yards.
and the Ravens just continue to roll. Well, Charles, no matter what the prognosticators say before the season, whether they think you're going to be good, bad, or somewhere in the middle, you never quite know how week one is going to play out. But for them, it has been an impressive performance, and they are well on their way to a 1-0 start.
Yeah, it's a lot like opening up presents, isn't it, partner? You're not quite sure what's inside, but you're hopeful, right? In this case, exactly what they were looking for, exactly what they need.
Tucker with the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line.
Here's the Texans offense now, readying for their first possession of the second half.
A CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield.
16 yards on that one, and also a Texan first down.
Gain of 16 yards. And the Texans first down.
1st and 10, it's Pierce. Taken down at the 47-yard line.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
So the completion good for 7 there, and that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard.
Pierce will try to pick it up.
And he's going to have the first down at about the 38.
I always appreciate runners who understand situations. That was just 3rd and inches. No reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break off a bigger play. Just go pick up the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
First down, they go right back to Pierce.
And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line.
50 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Gain of 12. First down, Houston.
They run with a former Buffalo Bill, Devin Singletary.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The Georgia man, Roquan Smith, came in and got him. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13.
On 2nd down, here's Pierce.
And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, but they've only got it back to 3rd and 10.
Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Open man there is Collins, complete.
And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 12-yard line.
And the Texans first down.
Now Stroud.
He's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line.
2nd and 10, 3rd quarter of the season opener. Pierce now up the middle.
He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up.
While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. On third down, they go with Singletary. And he's brought down, but not before picking up the first with a very effective stiff arm. False start's going to push him back, but these days, how hard must it be to be an offensive lineman?
It's very hard, Brandon. You've got defensive linemen flinching, trying to draw you off sides. You've got the loud crowds, and there are just so many super athletic players on defense now that you have to deal with each week. But through it all, these guys just sit in there for 4 quarters and slug it out.
Singletary going to get the handoff. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Devin Singletary, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Texans are able to cut into that deficit. Fairbairn now to add the extra point. And that will cut this lead down to 25. That one was an extended drive, 14 plays all told. And it was finished off by a Devin Singletary touchdown run. No run back here for Duvernay. Touchback out to the 25. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. Still comfortably on top, third quarter as they start things here with a 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Dobbins. And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be 2nd down. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. To throw, Huntley. This one caught by his tight end, Andrews. 22 yards there, a 1st down.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They've let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
Altogether, a pretty shaky start to the year for this defense as they defend another 1st and 10. Looking to throw here, Huntley. That one into the hands of Flowers. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a 1st down again.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
A shotgun snap and a give to Dobbins. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Baltimore. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Right back to Dobbins on 1st. And certainly some style points there on the spin. Not a whole lot thereafter, but still a pretty good gain. So not quite a 1st down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. Dobbins going to take the handoff on the option. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defensive front.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Zay Flowers making quite a splash with his 2nd touchdown in his NFL debut. And the Ravens are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their 4th quarter lead. I think all teams probably like seeing that schedule for the first time, looking at week 1. Oh, good, we're at home. This is why you want to be home in week 1. They're looking sharp.
And I agree with you totally. That's what you want, but there carries a little extra pressure with that as well because you and I both know protecting the home field, winning your home games is paramount in this league. So you go into it, yeah, we want it, but now you actually have to go out and prove it.
Yeah, 2 sides to that coin, and looking like they're going to protect it here in this one. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
And Stroud now to throw. He's got his man. That's Woods on the out route. They'll give him 4 yards there, and they're going to have a third down. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Stroud. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
A gain of 9 yards. First down, Texans.
First and 10, it's Stroud. As this complete to Woods. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. From the 46, here's 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
The throwing again is Stroud. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Collins. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Stroud looking to throw. He's going deep for Brown. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. Over 100 yards receiving for him now in the opener, and it's a first down.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Well, following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Only needing 2 yards on 2nd down. Here goes Stroud again. That's caught over the middle by Fant. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
First and goal at the 1-yard line.
Here's Pierce. Diving for the end zone, and he'll get there. Touchdown.
Touchdown, Houston.
Well, they move the ball down the field through the air, Charles, and then finally they get the running game involved, and it works to perfection. Touchdown.
And, partner, I kept waiting for that running game to come into play, and they actually saved it until the very end. Touchdown goes on his stat sheet, but you and I both know, and he knows as well, his teammates airing it out made this a successful drive.
Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that will cut this lead down to 25.
56. Texans 31.
Duvernay now going to bring it out. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. But Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pull it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first. Partner, I know we're still in the afternoon slate here, some primetime games still on the docket, but it's going to be tough to top this effort. What an offensive performance we have seen. They have been unstoppable from the moment we began this game, and they're not holding back. They're still throwing the football here in the fourth.
They certainly are, and let me tell you something. If you're old school, you don't like this at all, but in today's football, you just go ahead and savor it. Watch a team execute at a high level. Doesn't matter what the scoreboard says.
And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory. Down at the 33. He's going to keep this again. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Brings up 2nd and 1 at the 24-yard line.
An option handoff here to Dobbins. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
That's another Baltimore first down. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
They'll go again with Dobbins. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
Here's 2nd and 9. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
Brings up 3rd down and 9.
Up the middle, it's Edwards. And he's going to come up well short as they rally up to stop him at about the 16. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
On for the field goal. A 33-yard attempt.
Tucker's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. Stroud now on 1st and 10. He's got it to Collins, complete. And he'll get it out to midfield. Let's say, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10. Well, CD, always a little extra excitement for Week 1, and one of our early window games here in Week 1 on a Sunday comes to a close. Good to be back in the booth with you, my friend.
And it's good to be back in the booth with you as well. And we know that not everyone's going to start the season 1-0, right? Half the league is going to have a loss on their record. But everyone's going to have to build off of that opener. And how many coaches tell us every single year, you make your most progress between Week 1 and Week 2. We'll see how both of these teams progress the rest of this season.
So for the Ravens, that'll be a happy locker room as they start this season 1-0. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Meanwhile, for Houston, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.